Leon Pereira.
Question 2, please.
Mr. Speaker, the government regularly engages Singaporeans to better understand attitudes and perceptions towards marriage and parenthood. According to the 2021 Marriage and Parenthood Survey of about 6,000 respondents, Singaporean women want to have at least 2 children on average. However, in practice, married female respondents had less than 2 children. Common reasons cited for not having more children include concerns over the financial costs and the stress of raising children and difficulties in managing work and family demands. These are issues that the government is addressing, including through the latest enhancements to the marriage and parenthood measures in this year's budget. However, beyond government-initiated measures, we need a whole-of-society approach that is supportive of families, values family well-being, and acts accordingly. We encourage everyone to work towards building a Singapore that's made for families.
I thank the Minister for reply, and I just have only two supplementary questions. The first one is regarding the survey and the data that she referred to. Is this data publicly available, and can Singaporeans sort of study the statistical fertility gap within that survey, the gap between the number of children women want to have and how much they actually have, and does that data provide reasons for that gap, including all possible reasons, such as housing affordability for one, which has been discussed, I think, before in this House, where there from another study, a NUS researcher, that there is a statistical correlation between high house prices and low TFR. So that's my first SQ. My second SQ is, does this study contain, and if not, could future studies address differences between different segments in Singapore? Because that may be a source of policy ideas. If we look at outliers where there are certain segments, be it by income or by other characteristics.
Mr. Pereira, can you keep it concise, please?
Where the TFR is actually higher, TFR is lower. In America, for example, some research has shown higher income, better educated women are starting to have more children. So can that information also be made available so that we can have a whole society approach to address what is really an existential issue? Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, I thank the member for his clarification. The survey results are, in fact, publicly available. Mr. Pereira may have missed them, but they're available. They were published by the Prime Minister's office, so it's available online. I would encourage him to have a look at it. But you will see when you look at the survey that it actually contains quite a lot of information. The survey was conducted from February to June 2021, with respondents comprising 2,848 single, that means never married, and 3,017 married Singapore residents aged 21 to 45 years. And in the annex to the survey, there are details of the profile of survey respondents. And the highlights of the survey don't indicate housing prices, as Mr. Pereira mentioned. Actually, what was key on their mind were actually other reasons, and let me just highlight them. The first thing among the key findings was that marriage and parenthood aspirations remain strong. So Singaporeans do want to get married and do want to have children. In terms of the factors that affected having children, the survey showed that in making parenthood decisions, key considerations included the ability to manage the costs of child raising, as well as to manage work and family commitments. Another key consideration was that fathers were equally important as caregivers and could play a greater role at home. And the third key finding was that many agreed that flexible work arrangements make it easier for couples to start a family and have more children. So we do understand that obviously, for young couples starting family, having a home is important, and you would have seen that in budget, the measures to prioritize first-timer families, young families, and married couples. That is aimed at ensuring that they have a home. And we've had a whole debate on affordability and accessibility. Singaporeans can rest assured that that's very much on our minds, and we are making sure that housing is available for those who wish to start families and have children. But the other findings, which were the key findings from this, you can see that this year's budget, in particular the marriage and parenthood measures, are targeted squarely at that. The measures directed towards financial support for parents, so the increase in the baby bonus cash gift, the CDA top-up, the enhancement of the CDA co-matching, that addresses the financial concern. We have doubled government-paid paternity leave, which addresses this finding that they wish to see more involvement of the fathers. And the other, which was said in budget, and actually we've said many times, but has not yet received as much attention, is the flexible work arrangements. And flexible work arrangements, it's sometimes confused with work at home, but it is not equal to work from home. Work from home is a subset of flexible work arrangements, which is a much broader thing. And this, I think, is what would help parents the most. That sense that they would be able to take time off or to be able to arrange their work in such a way that allows them to care for young children, and also bearing in mind that many parents also have to look after their own parents, grandparents. So flexible work arrangements will be key, and hence that's why in my earlier answer I indicated that we need a whole of society approach where everyone is supportive of families and family well-being.